Okay, so it seems that we have a pretty huge update on the whole VTuber AI thing that was going on over on Canva, and well, this is a pretty insane one, because if you don't know, recently a lot of people have been calling out some things talking about Canva and a AI VTuber maker, which they put up on their website, which many people have been pretty outraged by, especially considering the amount of people that obviously work, with them, or work, using their products to make thumbnails and stuff like that. And well, yeah, I mean, loads of people were talking about this, including Barefoot Electric here, which I didn't realize in the last video. It completely like went over me. This is actually Zentreya's manager speaking about this, essentially saying that, hey, are they talking about Zentreya in a description that they gave about AI VTubers, where they kind of go into talking about text-to-speech kind of thing, saying other VTuber models also often integrate text-to-speech technology into their features. This is what enables them, the avatar, to read out loud any script that you provide and make the speech patterns sound natural and conversational. And obviously, yeah, a lot of people were saying, including Zentreya's manager here, that, they essentially are talking about Zentreya with her obviously text-to-speech stuff that she has going on, right? And also many people were bringing up other examples, including Neurosama, who, if you don't know, is obviously an AI VTuber, but not an AI VTuber in the sense that Canva were trying to promote, right? Canva were trying to promote a kind of AI tool that would essentially make a VTuber model and would generate it, as in like an image generation, right? And I don't know how they were planning on doing that, because again, it didn't look like a very good system. But essentially, it's kind of had a little bit of an update, with obviously many people talking about this, saying like, hey, Canva, this is such a slap in the face. Here it was, free VTuber maker, including a lot of people as well that I saw on TikTok too, making comments like this, then taking down my Canva wall because they're now killing off VTubers. I don't even know why someone has a Canva wall in the first place, but hey, it's got over 291,000 views and 23,000 likes. So again, obviously a lot of people now aware over on TikTok. I don't even know what that TikTok is. Many people over on TikTok now aware of what is going on with Canva and how, obviously they're affecting a lot of the community, right? Now, here's an update for you, because I went to go check what the website was doing. I was going to pull it up for the video because I was going to show you guys the kind of backlash that it was getting. And well, it seems like it's now gone. I went back into my history and I went to go click on the link which literally said VTuber Maker. Clicked on the link which usually would be the one that took you to the page that we looked at in my last video, and now it takes you to a completely different page, which is just a free online AI image generator. So just a general generator for an image. Now, again, I don't know exactly how these systems work. I know that Canva often likes to promote their services as completely different things, right? To kind of bring in people, including saying like stuff VTuber makers, right? So this could have been the same tool. This could still be the same tool that Canva is still promoting, except it's kind of like, I guess, shown slightly differently, right? Because I think what they do, at least this is what like my kind of theory is behind this, is right, they kind of add VTuber AI Maker or whatever, or it could be anything, not even just VTuber, like PNG Tuber or anything, right? They could be like VTuber AI Maker to kind of get that SEO and get people to click on it. And obviously there's a lot of people out there, let's be real, who don't have a lot of money, and they don't want to spend money on creating a VTuber model or whatever, or commissioning one, which is fair enough. But there's also many free models out there and many cheap ones out there as well, so you could also just use them instead of AI. But sure, there'll be a couple of people out there who might go, oh, okay, I'll try use this AI tool which I found on Google, right? And then they go onto it and it says like here, free VTuber maker generator, right? And I think what they're kind of doing here is essentially just reskinning this free online AI image generator, and instead just saying it's a free VTuber maker, despite it being the same tool, right? Because the person will then input everything they want about their VTuber instead, and obviously it will then generate them a in quotation marks VTubers. From the examples that they showed, it wasn't very good ones. They weren't very VTuber-like, they weren't anime-like at all. They were completely different to what a VTuber really is. But again, I do think they are just reskinning a lot of their current software that they've got going on, including this online AI image generator, and yeah, reskinning it as a VTuber maker or any other kind of maker, thumbnail maker, person maker, like anything, literally anything, right? And that's what gets them the clicks over to that one tool. People use that tool, and then obviously that gets them money or whatever in any way they can. So yeah, that is my kind of theory behind exactly why this is like this, and why it's now kind of taking you to an online AI image generator, because I think what they're saying now is, you know, they've taken it down due to a lot of the backlash that has been going on. As I said, there's been thousands and thousands of views, including this one, 500,000 views, right? People saying, draw your own VTuber model, right? And again, I think that, you know, what they've done here is they've gone, okay, well, we're going to take it down so people, you know, stop, you know, arguing and stuff with us. And instead, they've just replaced it with a different link to an AI image generator, which the people that were currently using it and were using it at the time and maybe are going back and have those links back to it, they can still continue kind of using their products just under a different kind of name, which I think is pretty interesting. And I definitely think that is the way that they've decided to go with things moving forwards. But I think, you know, obviously at the end of the day, you know, I'm not the biggest like AI, like, you know, bad person. I'm not going to sit here and kick and scream all the time about AI. I understand that lots of people dislike it and stuff like that, and that's totally fine. You know, you can feel your own way about it, right? But I think the main thing that Canva really did wrong here was the fact that, you know, they were using people like Zentreya and Neurosama and more people like this as their own examples to kind of, you know, feed into their generator and to feed into their company, which is something that they haven't, you know, contributed to at all. They haven't made the software that Zentreya is using or made the software that Neurosama is using. They haven't made any of that, right? And they're still saying like, oh, well, there's many VTubers out there who use similar softwares to ours, which just isn't the case because they don't use similar software. They obviously, you know, just do it in a different way. And again, they're trying to validate their own kind of, I guess, features through, yeah, I guess, Zentreya and Neuro, which I think obviously is pretty ridiculous to the point where obviously her manager needs to call it out. And yeah, obviously that is pretty crazy, you know, he's saying, I knew it, confirmed, you know, Zen is an AI VTuber. Hey, now don't spread misinformation, right? He was saying, guess it's time to find another app. And yeah, obviously it seems like a lot of people, despite you know, them taking it down in quotation marks, they still have a ton of AI tools up there. Again, just to kind of be clear here, Canva has always had AI tools, right? They've always been a big AI image generating kind of, you know, they've always had those features there. So this is nothing new, but the VTuber Maker was something a little bit more new, right? Which obviously, apparently, you know, is worse. Again, I think that it's pretty much the same. You can still generate a VTuber with an AI online image generator. So I think that's something to bear in mind too, that, you know, this has always existed on Canva, and maybe, you know, this, you know, people didn't know whenever they were using Canva. It would be pretty hard not to know, but maybe I'm giving people the benefit of the doubt here that maybe they didn't know and they're only finding out now. And obviously, yeah, this is obviously what has come from it, which, yeah, I mean, if you want to stop using Canva, then I think, you know, that's totally fine. But I do know that it is a very kind of, you know, useful tool, especially the not the AI generation part, but the kind of they have like similar Photoshop kind of you know, features and things which help people with making thumbnails for free, right? Because again, not everybody pays for Photoshop or whatever. So again, obviously, I do think there's still going to be a large amount of VTubers and people using Canva still, despite this incident, because again, I don't think a lot of people even care, to be honest, too much about it. But at the same time as well, it's free. The kind of software works, and they're not using AI in their own software. But also, there was concerns from other VTubers about, are they using the models that are going into their thumbnails for like AI generation, like research and building up their own models, right? Which is also a concern that some people have had, and that's why they've stopped using it. Not necessarily because of the AI stuff itself, but more so their model being used for kind of generation purposes, which obviously would not be great. So yeah, I mean, that is essentially an update on what is going on with Canva at the moment. I just kind of wanted to keep you guys up to date, as I thought it was a pretty ridiculous situation, especially them kind of mentioning Zentreya and Neurosama and stuff. I thought that'd be pretty insane. And yeah, it seems like it isn't up anymore, but they still do have tools like this that are still up on their site, which have always been up for a long time. So again, yeah, if you guys did enjoy this video, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. Also, go over to GameSups, use my code Kaza, get 10% off. Again, they got a ton of really cool stuff over there. Definitely recommend checking it out. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. That's all. See ya.